Hello, my name is Alex Philly and you're watching the Dragonball Z Legendary Super Warriors Let's Play. Alright, in this video it's Piccolo vs Android 17. So let's see what the Android has to offer. Okay, here we go. Okay, so Android 17 is the first to move. And I don't have much, so why don't I just move forward. Android 17 is quite a tricky opponent, mainly because he can either use his beam attacks or his melee attacks. In terms of beams, he has the Super E-Ball and a few other moves. And in terms of melee attacks, he has Crazy Rush, which does quite a lot of damage. So you're really going to have to try and block both of those. Now I've found that Android 17 tends to use Crazy Rush more than he does energy beams, particularly in the start of the battle. I think you'll generally find that his first special move of the battle will probably be Crazy Rush, and most often the time it's his second and third attacks as well. Having said that, he will use beams too, particularly near the end of the battle. It's a good thing the androids don't have unlimited energy, unlike in some games. Okay, so 17 is using some weak stage attacks, so he's trying to get some CC for his first attack. In the meantime, I'm going to have to try and get some CC myself so I can use a few different moves that I've equipped. And what have I got? There's some stage attacks in my hand, there's a melee damage attack, but for now let's just do the 6 stage attack. What I want to do is activate the championship belt, because then that prevents any damage from melee attacks, which would be good as his first attack is most likely going to be Crazy Rush. Android 17 is quite a good character to play as, partially because of his stats and also his beam and melee moves. Let's talk about the palette limitations in this game. If you look at Android 17, you'll notice a few things. His scarf doesn't have any colour, there's no colour on the shoes, and again that's due to the limited number of colours available on the Gameboy Color, particularly for sprites. There were some games that managed to push the boundaries in terms of what you could do, but this is a game that was released on sort of limited hardware in that respect. It was only when the Game Boy Advance came out that you had a truly unlimited mix of different colours you could use. But in the Game Boy Color days, you could only have sprites which consisted of approximately 3 different colours, and black and white were often considered separate colours in themselves, so again that's another limitation. So 17 is using Crazy Rush. I use Championship Belt, so he won't deal any damage. Alright, so I didn't take any damage. Normally if that hit, it would probably do between 40 and 50% of my health, which is a considerable amount. Okay, so why don't we try and charge up so I can use some... oh no, in fact let's just use Continuous Punch, since we have enough CC for now. He used Shockwave. By using Shockwave he's negated any kind of damage from my melee attack. But thankfully that means he's not going to have as much CC as he would before. And he's just using the 6 stage attack, so he's trying to gain some extra CC there. So he gets 6 CC. Thankfully my health is still quite high. I managed to block all his attacks so far. And I still have plenty of healing cards left in reserve, so this is going quite well at the moment. Alright, turn 5, and I have quite a few item cards. They're all healing ones, but to use those I'll need some more CC, so why don't I just charge up and then use those. Alright, 17 is using the Scouter, but I dodged it. There are some item cards that have a low accuracy, so you can auto dodge them and they won't take any effect. Particularly Deborah, his accuracy is only 20%, so the item card doesn't hit much. 17 is using a 4 stage attack, so that's 4 CC to him. I'm moving a bit closer so I can get more time to do the stage attacks, and I'm trying to stay in the air so that his damage attacks do less damage. Alright, so I've got 12 CC. Still need some more though, so I'll use 6 stage attack. Just to recap, after every turn that passes you gain 3 CC. You also gain the amount of CC on the stage attack. So for example, with a 3-stage attack you gain 3 CC, and with a 6-stage attack you get 6 CC. You also get CC if you take a significant amount of damage, so if you get hit by a beam or a melee attack you gain CC, and that's pretty much the majority of where your CC is going to come from. Oh, and there's also the capsule fridge card which gives you CC, although you do need to have 1 CC to use it, but it does give you 4 or 5 CC, so it's a no-brainer as long as you've got the spare time to pull it off. Obviously the worst time to do it is when the enemy's about to attack you, because that's when you should be defending. I've got quite a lot of CC at the moment, but why don't I just get some more? You can never really have enough CC in this game. You do tend to use it fast. 17 used the shockwave there, so I've managed to make the shockwave useless by not attacking him with a melee move. So he's wasted 5 CC, although he's probably still got about 15 or so CC, so he's not quite there to using his special attack, but it's not going to be long before that happens. Right, so 17 is using a 3-stage attack there, so he's gaining a bit more CC. I'm using the life preserver to heal, and it healed about 10%, so that's not too bad. Anything that makes me live longer is definitely useful. So I've got 24 CC in my hand. I've got energy wave and some caps fridge. Well, I have a lot of CC and I have few cards to use, so why don't I use the energy wave? And he used endurance, so that cost him 7 CC to use. So now he's probably still in the mid-10s in terms of CC right now. So he's not really building up his CC very well. In the meantime, I can use the capsule cups fridge. So at the moment I would be overtaking him in the amount of CC that I have, which is definitely a good position to be in, because if you think about it, if you have a lot of CC then you can do a lot of moves, but if you don't have enough CC for even basic things such as avoiding and endurance, it's going to be very hard, if not impossible, to block strong attacks. So again, that's a good strategy. Wait till your opponent uses their big attacks, then use your attacks, because they most likely will not have any defensive cards to use. So in this game it favours if you are more defensive, because for example I could use a really big attack right now, but if he manages to block it or dodge it, then he will have an advantage because he has all his CC spared and he's still alive, whereas I've just lost a big chunk of my CC if I would have done that. So I'm still in my power up mode, which is active for 2 more turns, so I can use some limit cards. Well, why don't I go all out and use my F light bomb, which is Piccolo's strongest attack. If it hits, it will most likely kill him. He's not blocked it, he's not dodged it, and it's done a lot of damage, and he is dead. Piccolo wins. Alright, so why don't we take a look at what we've got here. Right, lock on Super E-Ball. One is lock on, which guarantees the next special attack hit, and you've got Super E-Ball, which is a powerful beam move. But I've got all those, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so Piccolo is having trouble trying to beat Android 17. Although Piccolo's increased power due to the Kami fusion makes things different. Gohan and Goku are watching this battle at the moment, and then they sense that Cell's there, and Cell is giving Piccolo a very hard time. Android 16 and 17 are too weak to defeat Cell. Piccolo's ki is fading away. Piccolo's ki disappeared where Cell expanded, so it appears that Android 17 got absorbed by Cell. Tien tried to stop Cell and he used his Tri-Beam, but he's almost dead. So Goku used instant transmission to retrieve Piccolo and Tien to bring them to Kami's lookout and give them some sensu beans so that they'll be fine. In the meantime, Cell is looking for Android 18 so he can become perfect. Piccolo was surprised that Cell's gotten so strong. Anyway, Trunks and Vegeta have come out of the hyperbolic time chamber, so they're going to be more powerful than before. Vegeta says that he'll handle everything, but Goku doubts whether this will be the case, but he wishes him luck anyway. And now it's time for Gohan and Goku to go in the hyperbolic time chamber. Just a correction on the last video, when you go into the hyperbolic time chamber, you have a year's worth of training in one day. So, just to be clear, time moves about 356 times slower when you're inside the hyperbolic time chamber. Anyway, this place is cut off from the outside and you can't feel any ki from anyone. It's a room, and it's a huge room. It's really wide and really long, and also the temperature fluctuates crazily from really cold to really hot, and gravity is 10 times heavier. And Mr. Popo's gave them enough supplies for a year's worth of food, so hopefully they will train hard. And Goku's saying that he wants Gohan to become even stronger than he is. And Gohan really doubts that, but Goku really wants Gohan to be strong because he can sense the raw power within Gohan. Goku says that Gohan never practiced in the time chamber in Trunks' time when they all died, so this is a good way of gaining an advantage over Cell. There's a little part here where you can walk around and you can discover hidden jars and things like that. There's a few little puzzles where you have to like either open the jar and not open the jar and things, but you'll experience that for yourself when you try it. So anyway, Gohan and Goku begin training in the hyperbolic time chamber, and now it's time for Gohan to become a Super Saiyan. And Goku wants Gohan to feel rage, and Gohan has to imagine Cell, and he gets angry. Anyway, Gohan's having this daydream, and he talks about the rage, and he hears a voice, and it's Vegeta's voice saying that he hates the androids, and he's experiencing a memory flashback. And here we have Android 16 and 18. Who are they? Androids? What is this? I don't know. Why are they in the time chamber? Apparently they want to fight, and let's do that. But first, let's save. Thanks for watching the video. See you next time.